I don't know if we would call it breaking news, but hot trending topic that we want to talk about today. I know you're not used to seeing us on a day like today, but guess what? We can come at you at any time with something that we think is inspiring, motivating, funny, or just conversational. And today we're going to be having a conversation around this viral meme that's happening online where the question is being posed, would you take $500,000 or a dinner with Jay-Z? Now, before we get into that conversation, I need to say hello to my beautiful co-host, Miss Keisha, Miss Teddy, Madam President. How are y'all doing today?
What's up? Doing good. Happy Saturday. What's up, ladies?
Hey.
Hey, so everyone. But depending on when you're watching this, so let me address this because I've been reading some of the comments. Hey, y'all, I see y'all coming in. As you come in, please say hello and tell me where you're tuning in from. Hello, and where you're tuning in from. And if you would like to put in which you would take, drop that in the comments too. Okay. But I do want to address this real quick. We do go live. However, sometimes you may be watching the rebroadcast. And so if you watch the rebroadcast, don't get mad if it's not live. Leave the comments because I and some of the other hosts go back into the comments and I reply. So if you are watching the rebroadcast, just know that I do come back and I engage with you in the comments. Don't be upset. Leave your comment. We'll come back and we will address it. Okay. So still watch the rebroadcast, still engage. We're going to come back and holler at you in the comments. Now, that being said, let's talk about this $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z. Now, I can see in the comments what you guys are saying, but I'm going to start with Madam President. Which would you take, $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z?
Look, I'm all about the money. Pass me my money. Give me the guap. No, thank you. I am not about dinner when I can have a $500K. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of groundwork. I'm taking the money 100%.
All right. So Madam President says she's taking the money, the moolah. Show me the money. Okay. What you doing, Keisha?
Listen, I'm taking the 500K for 500, Alex. I'm doing. Listen, I love me some Hove. I'm from New York City. Yay, whatever. I'm taking the money. Look, they didn't ask me, am I gonna if Jay-Z could be my mentor for a year, right? They just said dinner. Like, that's a conversation. I'm taking the 500K.
Okay. What about you, Teddy?
I'm with it. Like, reading is fundamental, and this don't promise me nothing. I need that money. I am skilled. I can make things happen. I'm going to flip that money. And just as Keisha said, if it was like mentorship, I could pitch him my idea and there's a 95% chance he's going to take it, maybe. But just dinner? Nah, I have dinner with my husband or somebody. We can brainstorm together. Right.
Go ahead, because I'm taking dinner. I'm taking dinner, so and I'll tell y'all why. But go ahead.
Oh no! I don't want to cut you off from that thought. Tell us why, because I'm sure we all want to get a chance to go on that.
So I would take dinner, and I'm going to tell you why. I have a philosophy on networking. Okay, to me, networking is your net that works on your behalf, which means your net of contacts, your net of community members, the net people who know what you do in business. And these people can speak for you and on your behalf when you're not in the room, right? So networking and who you know is super huge, but we discount it, right? So I can take my $500,000, I can invest it, I could blow it, I could lose it, or I can sit down and have a dope dinner with Jay-Z, maybe pitch an idea, maybe not. But really all I want is access to his network. Because with who I am and what I do, if I can get into his network and pick up 4 clients at $250,000 per client, I made $1 million off of the network. We discount networking. White are not rich because they were born rich. They're wealthy because of their network, who they know, the opportunities that they get, the contracts that they get because they know such and such. Oh, you know, my brother can do that for you. He'll do it for the Networking is priceless. Access to networks is priceless. Do you know what I could do with $1 billion network with who I am?
Let me chime in.
Go ahead.
Is Jay-Z that person? And I don't know Jay-Z from a can of paint, honestly. I don't know him personally. I don't know nothing about his personal business. I know his business acumen from what I've seen, but I've never seen a Jay-Z Shark Tank. I ain't seen people pitching him ideas and he's blowing them up outside of the music industry. So is he that person that's going to allow you in his inner circle and give you that opportunity? And are you so sure that you're willing to bet 500,000 that it wouldn't just be dinner and moving on?
Me now, because we were talking about, this is individual choice. Okay. Yeah. So me and who I am and what I do and how I roll and how I pitch, I'm willing to bet on me and my networking skills.
And that's it.
But that's for me.
I feel that there's no wrong answer as long as there's strategy behind it, right? Because you can say, you'll take the 500K, but then blow it on Gucci, Louis, and all this other stuff, right? And then you don't see it after a year. But, as long as there's strategy behind what you're doing, I feel like you can go either way and you can win with strategy. Now, for you, Lene, you're confident in yourself. You're confident in, what you have in your business. And you can say, I know how to pitch. I know how to talk to people. I know how to reel people in, where some people don't have that skill. So they may say, you know what? I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I'm going to take the 500K and utilize the network that I already have. And that's what I thought. I said, you know what? If I get 500K, I know I want to invest it in real estate. Of course, I'll put it in the stock and things like that. But I know I already have a network of people that know me, that trust me, and that are willing to help me to do that. So I really think it's just all about strategy.
Also, I would like to add that I am not willing to gamble on Jay-Z, okay? It's like a gamble. I feel like I'm rolling, dice with my 500K. Now, mind you, a lot of us Black folks, we do not have an inherited wealth. It's different when you go and you're a Kardashian, when you are a Hilton, when you are a Gates. You don't have to question about the 500,000 or dinner, because guess what? Jay-Z shows up at your commencement and bar mitzvahs and anything else because they're friends, they're peers, right? But when you are somebody who came from the mud, right? When you put in your hard work, your labor, your mind, your creativity, I ain't blowing it with Jigga, okay?
Madam President.
Now that's saying that you're betting on Jay-Z. That's saying that you're betting on Jigga. So if you go to dinner and you're betting on him, then I completely agree. But if I go to dinner, I'm not betting on him. I'm betting on me.
Yeah. Okay, Lene, have you ever been in the room with someone and had a beautiful idea that was big, it was huge, it was everything, but that person just wasn't in it? That just wasn't their stream. It wasn't their lane. It wasn't their thing. So even though your pitch was perfect, your project was perfect, it wasn't perfect for them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that's where I think the whole pitching to Jay-Z comes in. My pitch is not to Jay-Z, right? So that's the thing about networking. Networking, if you listen to my definition, it's not going into a room and finding one person. It's not even going into a room and pitching. It's going into a room and figuring out who has what you need or who you complement or who can refer you business or who you can refer business to. I get so much business in rooms that I'm not even in because people know what I do. They know how I do it. So people are calling me, hey, such and such wants to work with you. Hey, can you do such and such? I have an accountant. I have one of my clients, their accountant, who I just did a little bit of, I had to help them solve a financial problem. This is my client. This is not my accountant. This is my client's accountant, okay? I had to help her accountant figure out something financial. And then 2 months later, she came back to me and said, hey, I have a project that I'm working on and you did such a great job with your client. Do you mind if I refer you? I'm gonna bill them and have them pay you your full rate. That lady didn't know me. I just did one thing with her and it's going to bring me 5 figures. She know me.
Networking is powerful.
If you know how to do it.
If you know how to do it. And that's what I said. Strategy. It has to be a strategy behind it. It's not just, oh, dinner with Jay-Z. So I like what you said, Lene. It's like, well, I have a strategy. You already know how you're going to pitch, or not necessarily pitch, but how you're going to network. It has to be some type of strategy. For me, though, I'm still taking the 500K. Just
People that take the 500K.
I think, and like I said earlier, it would be a very different conversation if they said, okay, 500K or Jay-Z is your mentor for a year. Now we talking about different territory, right? Because it's like, oh, like I get to learn from him for a year. And then it's still a waste if I don't apply the knowledge, right? And I always talk about spending versus investing. So you can, purchase the course and the mentor and all of these other things, but it is spending if you're not applying what you're learning.
Yeah. Sylvia in the comments just said it, hit the nail on the head. I believe in my damn self. I mean, I honestly do. I definitely, Lene, I commend your bravado to pitch. And I believe you probably could pitch him and get what you need out of it. But you'd have to put that faith in him, that he's in a receiving mode and he's in reception mode. And again, I don't know how much you're going to pay. Not him, but he'd have to refer you. He would have to say, I like her. I like what she's talking about. Yes. And I don't bet on people that I don't know personally.
Right. That's what it is.
It's all a gamble. But I do know myself 195,000%. And I know what I can do with that money. And
exactly.
Entrepreneurs are betting on other people every day. As an entrepreneur, you are betting on other people every day. Absolutely. You are betting that they're going to see how good you are at what you do and that they're going to buy your product. You are betting that they're going to see your marketing and they're going to buy. I'm sorry, Madam President, and they're going to take your ad. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off, Lene. That's what happens when you get 4 women on camera, guys. It becomes a little bit of a. Excuse me. Wait. I got.
Yeah, we'll do the church finger.
Right. Okay, so what I want to say is when you think about Jay-Z, right, and you think about who he is, because this is what I was thinking, because they do this often when it comes to Warren Buffett. He has lunches and dinners, and people pay $200,000 to go to the luncheon so that they can network. I have a friend, or I think her father pays these enormous bills, right, to go to a Warren Buffett luncheon. And at the luncheon, it's people, of course, who obviously have enough money to pay a high ticket. Now, mind you, this is happening all over on a very small scale, even through the internet. I look online, oftentimes, what do people say? Come have dinner with me. Come have some type of socialite event and pay $1,000. No, I feel like I have to, that thing got to be tangible for me. Like, I just feel personally that also too, when I think about Jay-Z and how many people are a billionaire in his circle, he says, what's better than one billionaire too? And it's like him and Diddy. Well, that's not somebody who's interested in spreading this large lump of wealth of knowledge, perhaps, right? I don't know him personally, but I know that a lot of times when it comes to people and building, it requires a little bit of togetherness, a little bit of, you got to give a little bit of yourself. And when you look at Rockefeller, the original group and how they all started, Jay-Z is the only one standing. And I'm sorry, I'm a person who works in Hollywood, who works in music. These things happen, and what happens is it's money. Money make you change your mind. Money changes things. Money changes how people feel about you. Therefore, I just feel like the ladies are saying, Lene, now we're not trying to convince you of something different, because I do think you got grand ideas that are worth billions and millions of dollars, but I just don't know if Jay-Z is the person with the character to receive that. Also, be mature enough to say, all right, I'm with it. Let me give you this contact, or let me make this phone call. I have been in the room with Oprah Winfrey, Ava DuVernay. I've been in the room with so many people, and ain't nobody helped me close on that house. Ain't nobody helped me.
Yeah, I was gonna have church finger too.
So are we saying it's the person? Are we saying it's $500,000 or the person? So are you saying if it was Obama, or if it was Oprah, or if it was Denzel Washington, or if it was like, is it the money that's more important, or is it the person?
It's I feel like anything that is going to be given back to you and your personal investment in self is the most important, because if you're willing to disregard the money for the conversation with them, then it's almost like you're not choosing self. You're choosing them, because you're giving the money up and said, I'm going to take this conversation with them. That means that you're, not being, I believe, responsible for self and taking the money and say, no, I'm going to do this my way and build from the ground up.
And then also thinking of,
go ahead. I know you've been trying to get in. It's like double dutch. Go ahead, get in.
Also thinking about Jay-Z as a businessman, right? So why should he, give you his contacts? Not you, Lene, but just in general. He doesn't know you from a can of paint. So we have to look at that as well. Like, oh yeah, like I can get in front of Jay-Z and then I'm going to get in front of his contacts. But it's like, well, Jay-Z could look at you like, well, I don't know you. How do I know that you're not going to tarnish my name? So right. I feel like the dinner with Jay-Z, there's no guarantee. Whereas the 500K, it's a guarantee. Plus, I could take that. I can invest it. I can purchase. I could, put money toward a mentor or a coach or something that's going to teach me how to make millions, So I guess that's what it is for me. Like with Jay-Z, it's not a guarantee for me.
Neither one is a guarantee. $500,000 is not a guarantee. The only guarantee is that it's going to go into your bank account. That's where the guarantee stops. There's no guarantee after that. You can take $500,000 and invest it and lose it. You can take $500,000 and not have a strategy and lose it. The only guarantee is that it's deposited into your bank account.
But I'm gonna take that chance.
So, but I agree with that. That it was a guarantee. I'm just re-emphasizing that it's not a guarantee.
But I'm saying it's a guarantee that I'm gonna get it into my bank account. Now, what I do with it. And that's why I say, like, for me, there's no wrong answer as long as you have some type of strategy behind it. So anything could happen in any situation for sure. But I'm going to go with the 500K.
Okay. And I'm going to disagree there about the investment. I think investing has its risks. I don't consider investing a gamble, whereas dinner with him would be a gamble. Like, I think we've made bad investments. People have made bad investments in the past, and to each his own, but there's no way I'm losing that money. If I were to lose that money, it's because the economy has crumbled into dust and then everything is lost. And then I'm just one of the same. And even then I can't even agree with that. I wouldn't even lose money in that case. So I'm going to say if I had the money, I got the money, and not to disagree and not to make you change your minds. I know you 10 toes in the ground on this one. And that's good. That's good. But I'm just like, I don't know him. Like, even in his business dealings, from what I know, I did a YouTube the other day about an NFT that Damon Dash is trying to sell ownership of that Jay-Z album. I'm blanking on it now, but he's trying to sell it as a cryptocurrency NFT, and Jay-Z is fighting him on it. So it's like, even they got bad business, like you said, Jay-Z's the only one standing, which is true. Dame needs this money. Jay-Z's a billionaire, and he's trying to halt that dude's money. Like, he's trying to say, you ain't getting it. So he gonna worry about Teddy? Maybe. I don't know. But
I want to talk. I wanted to bring this comment up specifically. Zia Scales said, responsibility is self. Forget all the other stuff. Build your own contacts. Control your own soul. If people could build their own contacts, everybody would have a network to $1 billion. But that's not the case. That's not how it works. How it works from a networking standpoint is you have to know somebody. Somebody has to say X, Y, and Z. You have to be invited into a room. There are major deals that take place in private rooms. There are major deals that take place on the golf course. And if you're not in that circle or at that table or on that golf course, you get left out. And because we don't deal with wealth, $500,000 sounds like a lot. But the reality is you can make $500,000 yourself. Like, you don't need anybody to give you $500,000. That's nothing. $500,000 is nothing when you can talk to somebody who has money that can finance a $5 million project. But we don't think about it that way. We think, I'm going to take this $500,000 and run because this is a guaranteed thing. $500,000 is not going to do anything. People can blow $500,000 in a year. So when you're thinking about, as a business strategist, I'm thinking 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. $500,000, that could be gone in a year. Networking, who you know, those relationships, that builds forever. Somebody can call you 10 years from now from a lunch date and say, you know what, are you still doing X, Y, and Z? I have a project for you. I want you to lead this. Will you take this over? Can I apply you here? I'm always thinking like big picture, long term, end game. If I just want to have a little money right now, then yeah, I'm gonna take the money, 500,000. I'm gonna better myself. I'm gonna hope that I flip it. I'm gonna hope that it does good. I'm gonna bet on the economy. I'm gonna hope that nobody else needs any money from me. Maybe I'll invest it into a new business. My family will work at the ruin. I mean, there's all these gambles, no matter which way you go. So if and I'm only talking about me, if I'm betting long-term strategy. Who can I know? Who can I meet on this journey towards becoming my own billionaire? This journey on building my own Black city. This journey on building my own infrastructure and empire. 500,000 personally is just a drop in the bucket. It's not going to help me.
This person has access to his own billion, and they ain't built that city. And he has access to a network of people who have those grandiose ideas. So maybe I wish the question posed was dinner with a billionaire receptive to getting into something, or, you know, something like
right.
But
I feel like you trying to make it a guarantee.
Right. It's like, he may not be that guy. I wouldn't even be like just feeling how I feel about him. I don't even feel like he's that guy.
So you have personal feelings about him.
Yes, because if we're talking about him.
With that.
See, for me, it could have been anybody. It's not just Jay-Z. It could have been Obama, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama. It could have been anybody, and I'm still taking the 500K because I just feel like, what are the variables, right? So they said dinner. How long is this dinner? Am I going to even have time to tell them about me? Like, what if it's like, oh, well, you get there, it's a speed dinner, you know, like speed dating, like, oh yeah, you get 10 minutes. And it's like, oh Lord, I should have took my 500K. We don't know.
So that's okay. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate to that, Keisha. That says $500,000. Is it cash? Is it services? Do you have to use it in a certain amount of time? Can you only use it with certain vendors? Like we're gonna play devil's advocate. Is it invested money? Can you only invest it? Is it cash that you can put in your pocket?
We're going to take facts and evidence and say $5,000 cash money, and that's before taxes.
Right. I'm rolling that 500K right on that.
So here's one of the things that I imagine with Jay-Z's of the world, which are people who literally come from a certain environment, who then become very, very rich, and their entire environment changes, right? So one thing for sure is they are bombarded with people who want something 24/7. Every time you turn around, somebody, grandmama just died, you know? And not to mention, people have a lot of great ideas. So what I believe it does, it desensitizes their ears, right? So a lot of times when you meet a lot of people who got a lot of money, who constantly get a lot of requests, they just hear a lot of different stuff, right? So if a person meeting with Jay-Z, if they're gonna put the 500K aside, I think if they're not prepared to go into that meeting to make him another $1 billion within a time frame, they can kiss that, they throwing away cash. Because if you telling me, if I'm a billionaire, you telling me how I'm going to get richer, I'm listening. But if I'm a billionaire and you telling me how you want me to help you become a billionaire, then guess what? I don't want to hear that. And that's what you have with the Jay-Z's of this country. And the crazy part is, we are in such a classist environment because Jay-Z from the hood. Jay-Z whole aura and identity is from the hood. Brothers from the hood should have a dinner with him on a yearly basis, annually. Brothers from the hood should
quarterly.
Okay, quarterly. Yeah. We so detached. You know, you grow up in poverty. say for instance, you grow up in poverty, 25 years, you grow up in a hustle, right? You ain't got nothing. Then you spend the last 12 years rich. For some reason, adapting to that wealthy side is a whole lot easier than reconnecting with all that poverty, So my point is, I just personally think that if you're not making Jay-Z richer, he ain't here.
And that's a great personal
for them, not what you want.
Go ahead. Sorry, Keisha, go ahead.
No, I just said it's about what you can do for them. And I just want to compare it to, so you guys know I worked in the field of career development, right? So I always told my students, when you're applying to these jobs, they don't care about what you want. They care about what you can bring to the table, right? And I feel like that's kind of what Madam President was saying, like Jay-Z cares about what you're bringing to the table, So it's like, how are you going to be a benefit to me? You want me to help you? How are you going to be a benefit to me? How am I winning in this situation?
And that's not every person. Everybody doesn't operate in that manner. Now, here's the thing. When we talk about Jay-Z, we're going off a persona, what we see, what we hear, what we know about him from the front. But we don't, a lot of times you don't go back and think these are regular people. These are regular people that got put on. These are regular people that have the same experiences that we have. But also, I think it comes back to strategy and know who you are. If you don't think that you can walk into a room and work a room and network and do what you have to do, and I'm not saying that you guys don't, or the people on the broadcast don't, but I know me and I know who I am and I know what I do and I know how I deliver and I know what my goals are. And that I literally have built my business on networking. Nobody has given me anything. Nobody has handed me anything. I don't need anybody to invest in me. Doors have just opened for me. And I've had the opportunity to work with NASCAR and PayPal and the Suns. And I get that. I mean, but everybody is not me. Like everybody doesn't understand how important it is to network. And if you walk into a situation already thinking that it's not going to work, they're not going to like your pitch, they're not going to introduce you, they're not. If you go into that, then you're thinking you're like everybody else. I don't think I'm like everybody else. Like I know what I do, what God has given me, the lane that I walk in, what I'm supposed to do for my community, and any door that I have to knock on, any network that I have to get into, anybody that I have to see to make that happen for my community, I am willing to do that. Now, the flip side to that would be you could take $500,000 and invest in a whole bunch of businesses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 businesses at $100,000 each is not going to do anything. I'd much rather have $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million to invest in Black-owned businesses. I just think $500,000 is too low. Now, if it was like 500 million or 500 million, I'm gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? But 500,000, I can make that myself.
I love that we're having this conversation because it's showing you there's not just two sides to every coin. I will not change my mind.
No, you don't have to. That's dialogue.
Overwhelmed. Oh, no, absolutely. I love it. I love you ladies. I love all your opinions. And overwhelming in the comments, people are like, give me the money. But what we do have to discuss is there has to be some financial intelligence there. Yep. If you don't have financial intelligence, we've seen it with people who have millions for years. A lot of NBA players that retire get hurt. A lot of NFL players that retire get hurt. A lot of movie stars that had a big few years and they fall off, they lose all their money. So I will be the first to say that without financial intelligence, $500,000 ain't nothing. All right, I know that it's not nothing. So you need to invest in yourself. You need to invest in us ladies and all the products we're offering and the ideas we have. And Lene gonna level you up as her business strategist. And I'm gonna level you up in your exit strategy from your 9 to 5. And Keisha and Madam President gonna get you in there building your businesses, right? Because if you don't have those skills, $500,000 is worth less to you. It might give you a good year, maybe a good year. But if you blowing it, it ain't gonna last. But just as Lene, you believe in yourself, I believe in myself, I believe in my skills, I believe in my connections, right? Because I already got connections. And those networking connections are very important. And I have a lot of very intelligent people in my circle who know how to invest money, who know how to buy real estate, who know how to build small towns and small cities and small developments. So I know we can grow and go big, and it would have started from the bottom up, right? So I'm not on the struggle bus. I'm not trying to struggle for no reason. but a bird in the hand. Like I'm about that bird in the hand, and I don't care what's in that bush. I want what I got and what's a certain thing.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, I think it's a great conversation to have. I think it's super important that, hey, here's the thing, and this is the beautiful thing. As Black people, we're not monolithic. We don't have to have the same idea. We don't have to think the same way. We can have differences of opinions. We can do things differently. There is more than one way to get to the end result. There's more than one way to do something. At the end of the day, you have to get the right choice for you, what works for you. Because if you can't walk into a room and turn it into $1 million, then definitely don't have the sit down dinner. But if you could take $500,000 and turn it into $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million, then take that $500,000 and run. Like, do what's going to be best for you, your empire, your legacy. I think that's why these conversations are important.
Yeah.
Mike Armstrong said, "What a dumb question on a fantasy. Hey, ladies, would you marry Denzel or take $1 million?" See how a stupid waste of time these questions are? But they're not, because they challenge you. They make you think, like, what would I do? Why wouldn't I? If I got $500,000, how would I spend it? Do I have the credit? Do I need business credit? Would I start a business? Like, it makes you think. So it's not a stupid question. Maybe it's fantasy, but these types of questions really do make you think. They make you have dialogue. They allow you to hear other ideas and to better understand why people pick one thing or another. Because I had to sit with myself like, damn, what would I do? Like, 500,000, I could do it 500,000. And I'm like, literally like, but then I caught myself and I was like, but what you could do with it. And then I'm over here doing this. Okay, fine. And that way. The other one is because I know everybody's going to pick 500,000. Like, I already know that everybody's going to pick 500,000, but not everybody's going to know what they're going to do with that 500,000. Big Mama Nam's going to need a little bit of money. Now you need a new car. You got to put a little bit of something on your house. You're going to put a little bit in savings. You're going to run out of your money. You're going to start I've seen it happen too many times when people get a little bit of money and then it's gone. Networking connections don't leave, but it's personal choice,
right?
Preference. It's what's right for you. It's what works for you in your ideas and your business and your finances. Like Teddy said, she's like, I got the connections. I'm good. Just throw me a little capital so I can make these investments work. Run me my money, right? So we kind of talked, we hit on this a little bit earlier when we talked. I asked the question, is it the money or the person? And I want to do it around the room. Is there somebody that you would rather sit down with than take the money?
That's a good question, Lene.
No.
No. So Keisha, you said no. There's nobody you would rather sit down with.
The only way like I'm taking the money is if like God is saying he's bringing one of my loved ones back to life or something like that. That's when I'm like, all right, I'm taking the dinner. Other than that, I feel that me getting the money, it'll open doors. And I know you said like, Lene, for you, like 500K is not a lot. 500K for someone else may be everything, right? Exactly. So that's why I like you guys said, like the perspective. And for me, I can take 100,000, let's just say, and make those connections. It may not be Jay-Z, it may not be, some other like billionaires, but it's going to be people that have access to wealth, that are wealthy, that I can learn from. And I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with, what, I'm going to take this 500K, I'm going to invest it. I'm going to, make sure I network and do these things and make these plans for it, have that strategy. And, maybe I won't be a millionaire within 5 years, but I'll be a millionaire within 10, so I look at it that way. But there's no one that I can think of off the top. And maybe after this conversation, I'm going to be like, you know what?
All right, Madam President, is there anybody that you would be like, you know what? I'd rather sit down with such and such than take 500,000?
I just don't really have a person that comes to mind instantaneously, but the conversation is really making me think long term in reference to. So I have a personal interest of like leaders, people who have built countries, people who literally, started in one space in their country and built it up, and now it's bigger, and they, like things like that I consider to be of value. I don't know who I would just turn the money in for at this particular time. But what I was going to say is too, that the conversation is really making me think too, what have I withheld financially because I don't see the value, right? It's making me think, what person and what thing have I resisted because I don't see the monetary value? So it's making me feel like, as a businesswoman and entrepreneur, maybe not 500,000 is the number, but see, the reality of our lives is it's $500, it's $1,500, it's $2,500, it's the course that costs $800 that we still juggling with, it's the $1,200, thing that that could advance your the back of your website, but you won't make the contribution. So I'm really thinking about this on another scale. Like, what do we withhold because we don't want to give, we don't want to make the investment? And I'm challenging myself there.
Yeah. You actually you said a whole mouthful and made a good point. Put that pin there because I want to come back to it. Teddy, okay. Teddy, which way would you go? And then I want to come back to talk about that because that's a huge conversation. Go ahead.
I'm going to say that there probably is someone. I'm not thinking of that person now because I am a big proponent for networking. I'm the type of person, when I meet people that I know are intelligent or smart or headed somewhere, I just sit down and ask them questions, and I'll invite them out for coffee and we'll just sit down and have a conversation. So I invest in that because I feel like everyone has something to offer. Even a bum on the street started somewhere and they ended up where they are. And if you sit down and talk to them long enough, you will be amazed at the life some people have led and the nuggets of legacy that you can get from those discussions. So I'm not opposed to that. I'm 100% proponent of it, but I know cryptocurrency too well. I know investing too well. I know myself too well at this moment to say that I wouldn't just take the money. Now, maybe there's somebody that exists. Even as a child, they would ask that question in school, like, who is your idol? Who is that person you look up to? And I was, even as a kid, a little kid, I was like, nobody. Like, I look up to myself. I love my mom. I love my dad. They're smart, but I'm gonna do me, right? So I'm still that person now. And I'm still, I'm just gonna bet on myself, my knowledge, my connections, and what I can do in the future.
Okay. So I'm going to pose one more question, then I'm going to come back to Madam President's comment. And that question is, if it was $5,000 or dinner with Jay-Z, what would you do? But it's still
for this question.
I'll answer. Go ahead. I would have dinner with Jay-Z for sure.
$5,000.
Okay, I'm back on Lene's train. Like, 5,000 ain't nothing. Like, I make 5,000 blinking my eyes selling courses, right? So, I accidentally make 5,000 on cryptocurrency. I wake up one day like, oh, did you see Ethereum doubled in price? So I do that. So that is a investment. That is one of those $1,000 dinners that Madam President mentioned that I actually would attend. I would spend $5,000 to meet Warren Buffett or Oprah or President Obama or, Jay-Z. So yes, it does change because I have that. I have access to that kind of money. That's a no-brainer for me. But when you've leveled me up in the capital region, because I love capital, time, and family. Those are the three most important things to me. And that I can pay for that to get what I need.
So it's a dollar amount.
Yes.
Okay. Akeisha, what would you do?
No, I agree. I would take the dinner with Jay-Z, even if it's just like for the experience, right? Because $5,000. So I guess, and I was thinking about this earlier too, like it really depends on where you are in your life financially, right? Because I understand no, I'm not a millionaire. I will be there one day though, but not yet. But I understand, like, let's say one of my mentors who is a millionaire and they say, you know what, I would take the dinner with Jay-Z because it's like, I made 500,000 in my sleep, last night. So I get that. For me, 5,000 or Jay-Z, yeah, I'll take Jay-Z.
Okay, Madam President.
Oh my God, Lene, you pulled the rug right under. we were standing firm on how we felt, and then here you go talking about what about 5K? But truly, I would take a dinner with Shonda Rhimes or Ryan Coogler or Ryan Coogler. I really like. I like his story, and I like what he does professionally. I would take a dinner with Spike Lee. Because I'm a film person, TV and film, and I will have the conversation about pretty much capital selling films to major studios and what's a good dollar amount on a return and like what percentage is a healthy one. But Jay-Z personally, I don't know, his how he did it isn't really a lot that I.
Listen, I'm gonna be taking them selfies like, hey, look at me.
All you need is 1 or 2 photos, you good.
That's my friend says that's the money shot.
Thank you, Sylvia, for the Teddy. Sylvia says she loves your
I saw that.
background.
For those of you who don't know, I'm in Cairo, Egypt, and plants are plentiful. Like, there are plant sellers everywhere. They're very affordable. So I love it. I love my plants. So thank you, darling. I'm trying to keep them alive and give them love and speak to them and speak life into them so they can breathe life into me.
Yeah.
Can I
Okay.
say something, Lene?
Yes.
I just want to let everybody know that I'm here in Chicago visiting my family, my grandfather's 76th birthday. So you see a lot going on behind me and around me. I'm waving at people. I got my little cousin coming from downstairs, my mama texting folks. I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate the patience as I'm here for the cookout.
Yes,
Family number one, baby.
Yes. Oh my God, this conversation has been so good. And I just want to say this. I'm bringing you back, Keisha. I just want to say this. I want to make sure that the audience knows, and the ladies, they already know, but it's okay to disagree. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We definitely want to make sure that you guys know that you don't have to agree with your neighbors, and it's okay. You don't have to be mean or nasty or angry. It's okay. Like Chanel, so me and Chanel think the same in a lot of areas, but there's a lot of places where we go different. And sometimes she'll say something, and I'll be like, I didn't even think about it that way. Mm-hmm. That is such a great way to think about it. So we have to hear these different conversations. We have to hear different perspectives. We don't have to agree. We don't have to talk somebody into thinking it, hearing it, and believing what we say. All you really can do is say your piece and give somebody else something to think about. And you can do it intelligently. You can do it peacefully. You can do it professionally. And you can high five your homegirl virtually, and you can laugh about it, and you keep it moving. But that's really what Melanated Air is all about. It's an hour for us to take in and breathe in the Black experience over the airwaves with 4, sometimes 5 if Faye is here, Black women talking about what's happening in life from a business perspective, from a life perspective, and just, giving some different perspectives about what happens, because we all have an opinion. Sometimes we see things differently. Sometimes we can learn from somebody else. And so that's what we want to do here on Melanated Air. When you tune in. So please make sure that you like us, that you follow us. You can see each person's individual handle. Please go like our profiles. Check us out on Instagram. When you see us online, tune into the show, share it, add to the conversation. We definitely value you and your opinion, and we want to hear from you. Okay. Mike, are you saying happy birthday to me because my birthday is on Tuesday? Is that what it is? Sharon said, money, give me the money. Sylvia said, all you ladies are amazing and all are destined for greatness. She said, love, she cheated, and now she wants to change up. I am not coming down from 5K.
That's funny.
We're about to get out of here, but before we do, I definitely want to go back to the point that Madam President made about, say your point again, Chanel, so that we could I want to end on that.
I just want to say that, what else are we resisting or withholding because we don't see the value? Sometimes you got to dig deep on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have that in probably each of you have that conversation with people all the time. You have a goal, you have an idea, you have a dream, you have a business, you have a book, you want to be promoted in your career, you want to change your love. There's all these different things that we want to do in our lives and places that we want to go, and we resist it. Sometimes it's from a financial standpoint, and sometimes the resistance can be true, right? If you really don't got it, you really don't got it. Like if you really don't got it, you really don't got it. But sometimes it's, I don't have it because I don't see the value in it. I see the value in this purse, but I don't see the value in this education. I see the value in these shoes, but I don't see the value in this course. I see the value in this event or this vacation that I'm taking, but I don't see the value in this dinner that I'm about to have. Whatever it might be, right? And I'm not talking about a Jay-Z dinner. I'm talking about somebody calling Teddy up and saying, hey, can I pick your brain? Will you meet me for lunch? And then don't show up.
Right.
Yeah.
It don't have to be Jay-Z, right? It could be somebody that you admire or you think that could be a mentor, and you just don't see the value. So the thing that I would like to leave, and I'm going to go around the room and let everybody give a final thought, is whether it's a financial gain or a networking gain or education or a professional career, invest in you. Like, know that you are worth it. Yeah. Do not be afraid. Ask, take the shot, show up, spend the money. You only get one chance at this thing we call life. And a lot of times you only get one chance at different opportunities. You may be presented with the opportunity again. It might look different. You might be able to be in the same room with that person again. It might look different. Live, like, put yourself out there, invest in yourself. Yeah. Bet on you. If you don't got the 5,000, if you don't got the 500,000, if you don't got the Jay-Z Connect, bet on you. Invest in you. Okay. I'm going to go back to Madam President, since she opened the floor on this, and then we'll go around the room before we say goodbye.
I just want to say that most people became very, very wealthy because they did bank on themselves. Very often they do that. And I appreciate this segment. Thank you guys for having me. I am the owner of the Freedom Company on Instagram, and One Madam President on Instagram as well. And it's always a pleasure to be here with you all every single chance we get.
I wanted to end on the note that all of the success, the real foundational success I've had in my life, and financially, socially, everything, it's always been about that network. I will say that 100%. My network has got me jobs, has got me opportunities, has got me sales, has got me businesses. And so it is foundational that you have a good network. And I don't want to let my money grab at the 500,000 dissuade you from understanding that that network is so important. So make sure you build your network while you're believing in yourself, because your network, if you are somebody worth referring, they're going to refer you. So your network believed in you, and they're going to get you those other opportunities. And Madam President's thought had me wondering about a next show topic. So let us know in the comments. Me and my husband argue constantly over what is an idea worth. I said an idea is worthless because without the elbow grease and the effort behind it, I don't care what idea it is, it's worthless, worth zero. So maybe we'll talk about that one day, what you think an idea is worth, because as we say, what have you forgone? What have you not invested in because you didn't see the value? A lot of us have $1 million ideas and do nothing with them. So is that $1 million idea or is it a $0 idea? So think about that. Let us know in the comments. If we get enough comments about it, we'll definitely do it as one of our topics. But
love that.
Thanks for having me. Check me out at Teddy Ewing on YouTube, The Real Teddy Talks everywhere else, so we can level you up as well.
Yes. I mean, I don't really have that much more to add after you ladies. So I would just say, continue to have faith in yourself as a business owner, as a career woman, whatever you are. Have faith in yourself, believe in yourself, because when you have that faith, when you have that confidence, you can't lose, right? You may hit bumps in the road, but when you have that confidence, you can overcome that. When you have that plan, when you have that strategy, when you have your mind set on that goal, you can't lose. You're going to pivot, you're going to turn, it's going to be difficult. That is okay. But have a strategy, have a plan, and you'll be good. So you all can follow me at We Inspire Brand on Instagram and at Keisha Ravenel on YouTube.
Yes! Thank you guys so much for being here with us on this Saturday, chit chatting with us, having this conversation. Please share. I want to hear what other people think. Share this live with your family, with your friends. If you think some of the content was good and you want somebody else to hear it or you want them to weigh in, share it, share it, share it. Also, please, like I said, go follow everyone. I am Lene Javette. That's my handle, at I am Lene Javette. Madam President, Keisha, Teddy, Faye, she's not here right now, but we definitely want to stay connected with you guys outside of Facebook and or YouTube and this live stream. We will see you guys again. And also, please feel free. If there's a topic that you guys want us to talk about or a topic that you want us to hit, throw it in the comments, because I do go back and read the comments and engage with you. If you ask something and we missed it, I usually try to go back and do that. So if you have a topic or something that you want to get our take on, leave it in the comments, and one of us or somebody will go back and find it and present it to the rest of us. With that being said, please enjoy the rest of your day. Be blessed. Take care. Be one. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.